Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. About a week and a half ago, we went to shop at H-Mart, a Korean supermarket located in Naperville, which is a suburb south of Chicago. I love fried tofu, but frying tofu at home is messy. Baking tofu in the oven is easier, but it is really never quite the same. And for me, they tend to be too dry. H-Mart sells a brand of fried tofu that I really love. This brand has been around for a long time. I will get them every time when I have a chance. This fried tofu has no added preservative, which I really like. On the other hand, it has a short shelf life. Usually, I need to use it up within a week to 10 days after I purchase them. Each package contains 10 ounces of tofu, and they comes in 4 different blocks. I cut them into cubes for this dish, but for some other dish, sometimes I cut them into strips. I can create a different culinary experience by cutting them into different shapes. You'll be surprised how this can change the characteristics of a dish. This tofu is rich in protein, and it makes it a great meat substitute. With the fried tofu, I'm going to create a dish with the combination of the ingredients that I love. In addition to the fried tofu, it contains 3 kinds of vegetables, which is eggplant, bok choy, cherry tomatoes, and it also contains Chinese sausages. I enjoy each of the ingredients by themselves, but when I cook them together, it makes a winning combination. In this case, the whole is definitely greater than the sum of its parts. And this is what flavor chasing is all about, using different food ingredients to create an ultimate culinary experience. These types of dishes not only taste better, but it also increases the diversity of different types of food. I slice the Chinese sausage longitudinally to give it a better culinary experience. I'm going to use about 1½ length, which is about ½ cup. I use the Chinese sausage mainly as a condiment. It gives the dish wonderful flavor, something that I would strongly recommend you to give it a try. This is medium-sized bok choy. I prep them in advance and store them in plastic containers so they are all ready to be used. After I prep them, I nearly double their shelf life from 5 days to about 8 days. These eggplants are the elongated variety, frequently known as Chinese/Japanese eggplants. Advanced prepping doubled their shelf life from 5 days to 10 days. The last item that I need for this dish is some cherry tomatoes. Advanced prepping makes a huge difference in cooking this dish, because I literally have this dish ready to be served on the table in about 10 minutes from the time when I step foot into the kitchen. And what I have on the table is a delicious dish that only I could make. I think this is probably the most important reason for make home cooking to be sustainable and to become part of one's daily routines. It is not only a lot of fun, but it is also effortless. I'm going to cook this dish in my Culinary 14-inch stainless steel wok. I use my oil squeeze bottle to add 2 tablespoons of canola cooking oil into the wok. Keeping the cooking oil in a squeeze bottle gives you much better control in how much oil you want to deposit into the wok. It is something that I would recommend to you for improve the efficiency of your cooking. I heat up the oil until it starts to gently smoke, and then I turn the heat down. I let the oil to smoke gently for another 10 to 15 seconds. This is the time when the stainless steel wok is being seasoned to create a non-stick cook surface. And I call this method the spot seasoning method because you season the wok right on the spot. This method not only works for stainless steel wok, but it also works for carbon steel, like cast iron and cast iron woks. The Chinese sausages are not cooked, so I add them to the wok in the beginning of the cooking process to make sure they will be properly cooked. The most common way to cook the Chinese sausage is to steam them, such as cook them together with rice, or to steam them in a steamer. I find stir-frying them works really well. Next, I add the eggplant. The eggplant requires some cooking time. It takes time to soften the texture of the eggplant. Adding the eggplant early in the cooking process is important to achieve this goal. One thing I would like to point out to you is that the eggplant absorbs lots of oil. And actually, this process makes the eggplant taste good. You probably noticed that after I add the eggplant, the oil in the bottom of the wok is completely gone. Here I add about 2.5 cups of bok choy. Bok choy also takes time to cook, and this is the reason I add them at the relatively early stage of the cooking process. And by this point, I noticed that there's not enough oil to coat the surface of the bok choy, and then I use my oil squeeze bottle to add a little bit more oil. Oil is essential in stir frying, because during stir frying, the temperature of the oil will reach somewhere between 300 and 350 degrees Fahrenheit. This is time when the Maillard reaction takes place to facilitate the creation of flavor molecule on the surface of the food ingredients. As part of the strategy of sequential stir frying, I add the fried tofu toward the end of the cooking process because I don't need to cook them very much. I use half of the package and I'm going to save the other half for another dish later on during the week. To flavor the dish, I'm going to start out with about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I normally do not use soy sauce because I like my food to be very lightly salted. Since my son is going to eat with us, so I'm going to make the dish to his taste preference. After I add the soy sauce, I realized that I probably should have added the soy sauce later on during the cooking process. The heat of the wok caused the soy sauce to burn. But I'm not worried because my spot cleaning method will come to rescue. I use my water squeeze bottle to deposit a small amount of water right over the area where the soy sauce has been stuck and burned. And then I use the wok spatula to scrape them off. I call this method spot cleaning because you literally cleaning the wok right on the spot. By adding a small amount of water to the wok, the water starts to form steam almost immediately. This loosens the burnt material, and then with a wok spatula, you can easily scrape them off. This burnt material actually turned out to be great in flavor. So using this method, you not only clean the wok as you cook, but you also return the flavor back to the dish. One cautionary note is that don't add too much water all at once. This will reduce the effectiveness of the cleaning process. Another advantage of this method is that because of the water you add, also will steam the vegetables. During the steaming process, you want to have a small amount of water sitting in the bottom of the wok. But don't put too much water all at once, because you can always add more as you cook. So far so good. When I look at the texture of the vegetable, it looks like they pretty much the way how I like them. Next, I'm going to season the dish with a combination of 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce with 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. This is the flavor of the dish that I'm in love of right now, but I'm sure in the future I probably will change, and I have changed in the past. And last but not the least, I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes. I add the whole cherry tomatoes to the dish, and I'm going to cook it only very lightly. Using this cooking strategy, when I bite into the tomato, I will have a burst of wonderful tomato juice. Okay, now the dish is done. The total cook time is a little bit less than 7 minutes. As I mentioned in the beginning, I love the combination of ingredients in this dish. There are many different contrasting textures of the ingredients to make the dish interesting. And the flavor of the ingredients complementing each other really well. And then with all the ingredients in this dish, you will never get bored. If anything I want you to take away from this video is that you are the master in the kitchen. Consider you are an artist. You are creating a masterpiece that you're going to enjoy. You're definitely not going to get this from fast and processed food. I don't go out to eat anymore because I don't think anybody can make a dish like this for me. Even I go to the best restaurants. Without any question, there are some amazing cooks out there. I believe once you adopt my fast cooking system with flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, you will become your very own best cook. I post a video every day to help you to learn and to adopt my fast cooking system, so that you can make your everyday home cooking creative, fun, practical, and efficient, and most importantly, to become an investment of your health. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.